Yo, what's going on? What's happening? Mm. I've been wanting to talk about this for quite some time, and haven't gotten around to doing it, so I'm gonna go ahead and do it now. Bear with me. I'm about to say something. You know what I'm saying? It's totally relevant to what the matter at hand, the topic, subject matter, whatever have you. Oftentimes I hear in the comment section of my videos when I start to make these confessions of my personal life. You know what I'm saying? Like me being a booster and, I used to do this and used to do that, criminal stuff. You know what I'm saying? People would say, yo, stop telling on yourself, stop snitching on yourself or whatever have you. Well, I'm not actually snitching on myself. The reality of it is that I want to tell the youth what I've been through so they won't have to go through the same thing. You know what I'm saying? They can use my story and see the end result of whatever criminal activities that I was involved in and how it played out, with me. You see what I'm saying? And this is the problem with, us older men and women. We get all sold and sanctified, become a Christian when we get older, we change our lives for the better when we get older. And we're we got too much pride to tell the youth that at one point in time, we used to be just like you all. We used to smoke weed, we used to drink, we used to be promiscuous, we used to do it all. Matter of fact, how in the world were you able to smoke weed and do the things that you're doing if you didn't learn from us? So the reason why I give you all these stories, so that you won't go down or take the same street or route that I took. Straight up. Like I'm really about the children. I really want to make a difference in the black community. And by making a difference in the black community is talking about my experiences and what I've been through. Leading the children the right way. And if it takes for me to embarrass myself, you know what I'm saying? Like for an example, I used to drive, I got my license revoked and I used to get back in the car and still drive. You know how many times I've been pulled over? I mean, you all don't know, of course, because you don't know me, but man, I've been pulled over so many times. I got pulled over in Charlotte. Every place that I've lived in, I've gotten pulled over and went to jail. I've been to jail in Charlotte. I've been to jail in Raleigh. I've been to jail in Durham. I've been in jail in New York. Mineola, Long Island to be exact. For driving without a license, without a license, or driving without a license revoked or suspended. And this is the reason why I can come here, pause, and tell you, yo, don't go this way. Go in the right direction. Real talk. Which brings me to this point. Oftentimes, I see that a lot of the youth will choose street credit, or cred, as they may put it, over good credit. And I can tell you that's the biggest mistake that you could ever make. Because having street cred doesn't get you anywhere in real life. Matter of fact, it's a trap. Having street cred, unless you're a rapper, you know what I'm saying? I mean, if you're a rapper, then that's something different, but then also kind of is not, because the end result can be the same thing. Having street cred and being a street or hood, Nigga, may lead you 6 feet under. And nowadays, rappers are getting shot and killed just like they were, them being on the streets. So it doesn't lead to anything positive. I've never known anyone to go inside a Bank of America, Wells Fargo, or Truist, trying to get a loan to open up, let's say a, go figure, barbershop, or in the case of a female, a nail salon. And they're trying to pitch their idea, to let's say they're trying to take out a loan in the bank for about $30,000, $40,000, and the bank says, hey, okay, what are your credentials? And then all of a sudden, this girl goes down the line, well, I put in that work in the streets. I caught a few bodies. And not going to give you a loan for that. In the real world, you got to understand this for all of you that are young, as well as young-minded, because I've ran across quite a few fools, old fools that is. Yeah, they in their 50s and 60s, but yet and still, they still think like a 16-year-old. But you got to understand this, that in the real world, your street cred ain't nothing. It's a negative. It's not a positive. Let me tell you something. They're waiting for you. And you may say, who is the they? It's these private prisons that are waiting for young black men and women to get that street cred so they can get locked up and work for pennies per hour. And it's crazy to me, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've came across so many different stories where, IBM, companies and corporations such as IBM or I don't know, so many different companies that they actually hire prisoners that's in prison to do specific work. And they pay them pennies per hour. But then that same prisoner that was working for, let's say, for example, IBM, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm having a brain fart. I could list different companies, but I'm having a brain fart. So let's just roll with the IBM thing. You know what I'm saying? IBM, right? That same company or corporation, once that prisoner gets out of jail, he can't get a job in the real world at IBM because he's a felon. But it was okay for him to work for IBM while he was in jail. It's no good. Straight up. I've never heard of any car dealership accepting, because see, this is the thing. When you have credit, good credit that is, it's showing the car dealership. Well, first and foremost, the car dealership, they don't give you the loan. They get the loan from the bank. You get a loan from the bank. So it all goes back to the bank, whether it's you're trying to purchase a house or a car. It's all going back to the bank. Well, I've never heard overall the bank giving a person a loan for a car, for an example. And then the bank says, where's your paper trail? Because that's what good credit shows. It shows it's a paper trail. It leaves a paper trail. It shows that you're being responsible. The higher your credit score is, the more responsible you are. Now, the tricky thing to it is you definitely have to go into debt in order to, have good credit to a certain extent. But it's all based on payments. So they're seeing that you're consistent with the payments, whatever you've been paying on. And as you being consistent with the payments, the credit score goes up. That payment may be, being consistent with your credit cards. Right? So the bank says, we can see your paper trail. We'll give you the money. We can see that you have a job. We can see how long you've been on that job. We'll give you the money. But I've never heard of a hood NIGGA walking inside a bank trying to get a loan for a car, a house, and them saying, I got this amount of cash, and I'm laughing because it's just funny, you know what I'm saying? I did a few stick-ups, a few drive-bys. That's my credit. That's my credentials. That's my job. I stick up people, I rob people, I sell drugs. I'm not gonna give you anything. And this is the reason why it's not wise for you to listen to rappers. Because first and foremost, rappers embellish on the truth. Matter of fact, they don't even embellish on the truth. They're just straight up liars. That in the real world, it's best that you do things the right way. I can tell you, I am living proof that you don't want to go the wrong way. And I wasn't even in the streets like that, so to speak. They'll say that I'm not a street dude because, I sold bootleg movies. I was a booster. I did real light stuff. You see, when you get that real street credit, you gotta put in that work. When you a real street, when you official, that means that you got bodies, that you sold a whole lot of drugs. So I ain't do all of that stuff. But I can tell you that I was just like them. I didn't carry any ID with me. I didn't own a wallet. I didn't own a wallet until, I got older. All I carried was cash. I had no credit. And this is the reason why I always stayed in the hood. People in the hood either have no credit or bad credit. It's all the same. This is crazy. Like, having a certain amount of credit determines on where you live at. It determines on what kind of car you drive. And overall, it determines, who are your friends and family. Seriously, like, who really will kick it with you and who won't. I can tell you, when I started dealing with my credit, when I started becoming more responsible, when I started to become a responsible man, everything changed. My environment changed. Everything changed. Real talk. I'm telling you that automation is not even around the corner. I just saw in Fort Worth, Texas. I told you all about the automated McDonald's that they have there, but I just saw online in Chick-fil-A in Atlanta, they have robots that's serving you, that's bringing your food inside Chick-fil-A. They have robots now, artificial intelligence robots now, that's going to completely do away with tow trucking, the tow truck business. Like, they have robots that slide under your car and prop your car up and move it and wherever they want to take it to. My point in making is that at the end of the day, this whole street thing with you selling drugs and all of that stuff, it's coming to a complete end. They have legalized weed. They have weed dispensaries. People are making money all over, the country. And sooner than later, it's going to be where you can just go up to a machine and get whatever type of marijuana that you want out of a machine. And the weed man that's around the corner is going to be done with. It's either you get it together now or you suffer later. Because, see, y'all like to call these people the Illuminati, the powers that be. You know what I'm saying? And you have several different names that you want to call them. I can just tell you that they're not playing. They're not playing games. You can say the white man, you can say whatever. They're not playing games. They're not. That's real talk. So I would advise you to get it together. To get your credit right if you don't have it right. Yo, man, I'm telling you, it's so deep to the point where I had a friend, I don't even want to mention that person's name, because I know that person will curse me out, because I know that person is embarrassed. I'm not going to say he was a he or she was embarrassed. I had a friend that filled out the application, right, for a job. Good, nice paying job. I mean, they really wanted that job. The reason why they didn't get it is because they had bad credit. There's certain businesses that won't hire you if you have bad credit. This is real. I'm telling you, I'm so glad I got my shit together. My credit score is pretty good. I could walk into an in-car dealership right now and drive out with a car in probably an hour. Little down payment. That's that. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all think, oh man, Langston, he just out there. One dude told me, man, in the comment section, man, go back to DoorDash. You know what I'm saying? Once DoorDash. Listen, let me tell you something. I got my shit together. I'm an entrepreneur. I file my taxes every year. I got a paper trail. I got good credit. Right now, I'm coming, close to the end of this lease, and I have to decide whether I actually want to live in Charlotte And if I want to continue to stay in Charlotte, it doesn't make sense of me throwing money out the window. It's like now, either I'm going to, you know what I'm saying, own a home, or it's just, I'm going to have to move out of Charlotte and move somewhere else and, you know, eventually build and own a home. Eventually, I'm going to have a home. I'm going to have to stop renting because I'm just throwing money out the window. But when I decide, guess what? I can take my black ass to a bank and I have my credentials. I have all my paper. I have a paper trail to show that I may not be responsible enough. They may not give me, you know, a loan for $500,000, $600,000, $700,000, $800,000, but I'm gonna walk out with something. Yo, this is real talk. And this is tough love. This is something that we as elders should have had told you all. This is something that my family didn't tell me when I was young. You know what my family taught me? How to spend money, how to be a consumer. They didn't teach me about credit. They didn't. You know, I listen to Dame Dash and he talks about entrepreneurship and he says, yo, use your own money and this and that and so forth. Let me tell you something. This is real talk. It's not being racist. It's just being real. In a white man's world, you got to do it the way that they want you to do it. And I'm telling you, when you use credit, you use their money. You never mess your money up. You use their money and invest. You gamble with their money. Of course you're going to have to pay, you know what I'm saying, pay back, but up front. You make sure you look out for yourself. Yo, this whole world is based on credit. I ain't going to say this whole world, but I'm saying at least for North America is. You know, yo, let me tell you something. Everything is based on credit. And if it's, you know what I'm saying? The number one rule is to go wherever you go and you have to spend money. It's all credit cards. You never take your debit card with you. You don't never take your ATM card with you. I have mine on me and every now and then I use it. But most of the times when I'm purchasing gas, and then these credit cards have perks to them. You know what I'm saying? I have an American Express card. They just emailed me and told me, yo, my bonus points are there. I could use it towards, you know, I could accredit whatever, how much money I have, my bonus points or whatever. I can accredit it to my account, or I can use it. You know what I'm saying? They got these discounts where I can go to Dillard's or get my oil change or whatever. Yo, I'm telling you, you all, is a different world out there. That this black shit, this street shit gotta go. It's a trap, man. Nothing. It's nothing beneficial towards having street credit. Nothing at all. You may sit back and say, yo, that's my block. You know, these dudes are, that's my block. You know what I'm saying? I run this block or whatever. Well, let me see, you know, some type of title or deed. Some type of paperwork that states that you own the block. I'll wait. Other than that, you're lying. You're lying. And I could tell that you're lying because when the white man came to bulldoze your projects, you know, down and set up, you know, they do the normal thing everywhere, no matter what city and state you're in. When they gentrify your hood, they put up a Trader Joe's, Whole Foods, a Target, definitely Starbucks, and then they put these high price condos, townhomes, and apartments, all in that area that you once were at. And it's crazy that you can't even afford to go, once they demolished your hood, you can't even afford to go back to live in your hood the new gentrified hood. You can't. So I'm just trying to understand, how is it that you running your block? You run the streets that you don't even own. It's sickening, man. The black community, we don't even own the black community. I don't even know why we call it the black community. We should call it the Asian, the Italian community, because those are the people that's really running the community. For real. They really are. You got nail salons, you got pizza parlors, you have Chinese food restaurants, you have hair salons, and all they're doing is just sucking all of the money out of the community. And all we're doing is teaching our generation, our seeds, generation after generation after generation after generation, how to be consumers, how to give your money away to foreigners that don't have your best interests. I have all my children on my credit cards. I can tell you, this is my word. Last time I checked, now you got to go through the rings and the hula hoops and all of that stuff as far as dealing with my son. You know what I'm saying? At one point in time, he was underage. So, but once he becomes underage, you know what I'm saying, it's not that big of a problem, to get his credit checked. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, last time I checked, his credit was better than mine. You see what I'm saying? I'm giving my children a fighting chance. And for those that don't know, I mean, this is not a best kept secret. Everybody knows this. But if you don't know and you have children, put your children on your credit card. You could put your spouse, your wife, your girlfriend on your credit card, and it will boost their credit score up. If you normally shop at, I don't know, like Bass Pro Shops, I have a credit card there. Wherever you shop at, get you a credit card. Get you a store credit card. You can start off with that. Even if they give you like $100 spending limit or whatever, start off with that. Start slowly, you know what I'm saying? Building your credit up. Get your credit straight. Because the world we live in is based on credit. Good credit, that is. Not street cred. I hope this has helped you all out. You know what I'm saying? I only talk about my life and the things that I've been through in the past in order for the youth not to make the same mistakes. You know what I'm saying? I'm not proud of my past, and I'm not embarrassed about it. Some people will sit back and say, man, how do you had the balls to, talk about your past like that, man? I would never air my personal business or my dirt out. Well, guess what? I'm not who I used to be. So I have no problem with talking about the past, because that's not who I am now. And also I have no problem with talking about the past because I don't want to see our youth repeat the same mistakes that we made. Real talk. Other than that, my name is Langston 2092. I want you to like, comment, subscribe. Definitely share this video.